Hello, my name is Jonathan Lieb, and this is my informative speech for Communications 231. Here are my notes.
A visual aid.
And my mom is recording this, and my sister and dad are here for the audience. Today I would like to talk about the different types of chickens. Many people have generic thoughts about chickens, maybe thinking about a chicken from a cartoon, or Foghorn Leghorn, or the chicken rooster and Peter Griffin, but overall, they're pretty bland in general. I believe that the different types of chickens are very important because they showcase great beauty, utility, and variety. My family's had chickens since I was 8. My dad grew up with chickens, and I've loved chickens a lot over the years, thinking about how wonderful and amazing they are and how great variety they express. So I would like to talk a little bit about them today. There are 3 main different types of chickens: the meat chickens, layer chickens, and ornamental chickens. Meat chickens have originated since humans met chickens. Originally, people would just throw one in the stew pot and didn't put a ton of thought into it. Eventually, people would set a chicken aside and would fatten it up and would eventually eat it. But in the 1920s, people started to selectively breed chickens for meat. And as a result, they grew bigger, fatter, but also they grew more dependent on people. Right now, chickens are so fat, the meat chickens are so fat that they cannot reproduce on their own, so they require artificial insemination. They also cannot fend for themselves, so they have to live in enclosed sheds the whole time, because they cannot walk and run. Here's an example of what they look like. They're normally white and very bland, and they share that quality with most laying hens, which are also white. Them being white helps to regulate their heat when they are in the enclosed buildings, make sure that they stay alive and don't overheat. Laying chickens stay very tightly enclosed and in small cages, but they have been bred that way since the 1920s as well, when people started specifically raising for eggs. The most laying chickens are Leghorns, which originated from Italy and immigrated and were brought over to the United States in the 1860s. However, while the meat chickens and laying chickens are very similar and kind of bland, they are very different from the ornamental chickens, which exhibit a whole bunch of variety and beauty. The chicken that I've decided to show is a Belgian Dionkel, which is one of the ornamental varieties which has had a good history for a long time. They've been used to live with Belgian barge drivers since the 1730s and were bred because they were small and also beautiful as entertainment. A lot of chickens exhibit a ton of beauty, from sizes ranging from about 8 inches tall all the way to over 3 feet tall, and also exhibit a ton of colors from white to spotted and laced, having beards and feathers on their feet. They're really crazy. Some even have frizzled feathers, feathers that curl backwards, but didn't want to bombard you with too many pictures. Today I've told you about the different types of chickens and how they are wild and diverse, but also exhibit utility and also have been selectively bred for optimal production. I hope you've learned something about chickens and can grow to appreciate the great diversity, history, and utility that they have. One story that's always stuck out with me from my whole childhood was when my dad was young and he chased his sister with a chicken under his arm on his bike. Eventually he would catch up to her and throw it at her, and we'd get in a little bit of trouble because of it. But I don't know, maybe a crazy story about that with chickens gives them a special place in my heart. Thank you so much.